We took a perfectly good, magnificent being and gave it anxiety and depression. Whether you're a Floston Paradise winner or a multi-pass guest, welcome to Cozy Quilt Cinema. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Beth, currently driving a cab going nowhere, waiting for a stranger to fall through my sunroof and change my life. Every week, Michelle and I curl up on the couch and watch a movie and just talk it out. How it makes us laugh or cry, or sit on the edge of our seats, or even lean into a loved one. So grab your grandmother's down comforter and get in the blanket fort. Let's talk about it.
Sorry, I had a mouthful of coffee.
You did. I paused just for that reason. So we are talking about
Fifth Element.
From 1997.
This is
Another
our,
1997.
Yep, 2 weeks in a row.
2 in a row.
97. Was it a good year? I don't remember.
Not for wine. It was not good for wine. I remember that distinctly. No, I don't know. I have no clue. I wouldn't know a good wine from a bad wine. And I don't think anyone else does either.
I'm trying to think of where I was in 97. I was pregnant. I feel like I spent most of my 90s pregnant.
Well, every time we talk about the 90s, it starts out with your story being, I was pregnant.
Yeah, well, because I was pregnant in the 90s a lot.
And last sewing dinosaurs. That's another part of the story. Always ends up in 97. I don't know why.
Well, again, I mean, I had a 92, I had a 94, a 98, and an 02. So I was pregnant through a lot of the 90s.
Sure. Just trying to keep it even.
Yep. Every 4 years. Hid my whole life away and when I hit 32.
So let me give the summary for this and we can move on to other things.
Good, because you're better at summaries.
It's 2263, a supreme being made of pure light and stitched together stones, is Earth's only defense against an ancient evil that returns every 5,000 years. That being, Leeloo, literally falls into the cab of Corbin Dallas, a washed-up ex-Special Forces major turned taxi driver. And together they race to reunite the 4 elemental stones before a ruthless arms dealer named Zorg sells Earth out from under everyone. And that is the summation.
Yeah, no, and it's so funny. I mean, because when you take Alice from Resident Evil and dude from Die Hard, because I blanked on his name as I was about to say it, and Bilbo Baggins, I think it makes a really good buddy comedy action film. It's a sci-fi.
It's a sci-fi. It's a comedy sci-fi. But it's not comedy. But it's kind of comedy.
Yeah.
There's some comedy elements in it.
Don't think it was intentional in the least. But yes, definitely comedy.
No, I do think it was kind of intentional. It's cartoon-esque in a way.
Again, so this was directed and written, co-written, well, written mostly by...
Oh my God.
Well, because he started when he was 16. But then he got help from Robert Mark Kamen. But Luc Besson, he also did Dogman and Dracula. He had a lot of controversy.
Or is it Besson, actually?
Might be Besson.
It's Besson.
This is a French film, believe it or not.
You can tell.
Voulez-vous coucher avec moi?
A lot of it. All over the place. They had to mop the set like 20 times.
I'm not sure what that had to do with it, but okay. So, ew. I just got what you said. Ew.
That was funny.
Ew.
So much funnier than it needed to be because you had to think about it.
I didn't think about it. It just dawned on me. I wasn't even thinking about it.
So their prominent works are Taps, which was a good film. Actually, we need to do that one.
Okay.
The Karate Kid. I don't want to do that one.
No, but Robert Mark Kamen, he basically, he's like the king of franchises.
Sure.
Karate Kid, I mean, and he even did the crappy Jackie Chan and Will Smith's son, Jaden Smith, Karate Kid, the one that takes place in China.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Which is weird because, okay, whatever. He did all the Karate Kids, and he's still involved in the Karate Kid franchise. He actually created the characters for Karate Kid.
Okay.
But he's also done The Transporter and Taken.
Yeah, that's
so he's got, he's got all of these. He's just a franchise guy. Luc Besson, Besson. Sorry. There was some controversy with him. We're not going to talk about that right now. It's not kind of our bag.
I don't know what it is.
There was some accusations of sexual assault, and he was cleared of it by the French courts. I don't know enough to make any determinations of what I feel about the situation.
Because it's a French issue?
Well, I don't know if because it was a French issue, but I don't know if it was a case of he was innocent or...
No, I mean, why we didn't hear about it.
Yes. Okay. What I did see, it was I think a Belgian actress who accused him, and then a bunch of other actresses came forward. But like I said, he was cleared of the charges. That's a situation that we are not going to delve into because, well, I didn't.
We don't know enough about it. I didn't know anything about it.
So that's why he didn't have there's a huge gap in his movies.
Okay.
But he did the recent Dracula. He did not do the Dracula that one of the actors in the movie was in. Okay. Which is Gary Oldman, who plays Zorg.
Yep. So we are recording this on the same day that we recorded the previous episode.
Yes.
Because I am going to have my teeth operated on, my whole jaw. Mm-hmm. And I may be out for the next weekend. And I'm sure I'll be back after that. So we wanted to get this one in. So if we sound a little frazzled, a little tired, it's because we're lazy and it's a Sunday.
This is our day. No.
Yeah, it's a Sunday, and I'm doing the chores and mostly just sitting on the couch.
And I'm building anxiety and thinking about what I'm going to be teaching this week. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, let's talk about the movie.
Yes.
So, at its heart, this movie it's about being jaded. It's about a jaded man, but it's more than just a jaded man. It's a jaded society. Mm-hmm. Trying to remember how to give a crap about the people around them.
Definitely.
I know it's comedic in its setting, but it's also dystopian.
It is. And as I was reading about the movie, Luc wanted it to be unlike other sci-fi movies that had been, prevalent, which is, a lot of dark scenes, dark corridors. So that is why a lot of the scenes were filmed in bright daylight, and he intended it to be brightly lit no matter what, because he wanted things to be seen as opposed to the dark, quote unquote, grittiness of of other movies that are similar. But unfortunately, because of the brightness, it does lend a bit of cartoonishness to it.
Oh yeah, it's very you get a feel for it to be less than reality.
It's good to know also, and this kind of lends to the cartoonishness, nothing against this gentleman, but their designs are built this way. But Paul Gaultier, he did the costuming for this film, which if you are a fashion nut like I am, or at least was, not so much now, but back in the day, I wanted to get involved in fashion, and Bravo used to show fashion shows all the time back in the day, and I loved Paul Gaultier's stuff. His stuff is just outlandish in the angles, and you're just watching this movie and you get a great taste of his fashion styles, and it does lend to it, the cutouts, the odd shoulder designs, even Bruce Willis's character, Corbin Dallas, that orange shirt that he's wearing, that cut is very feminine in the back. It could be a regular t-shirt, but it's got those cutouts in the back. It's very feminine, but the man rocks it. Every time I learn more about Bruce Willis, I love him more and more.
Well, he did 900 designs for this film. That is
crazy.
So much. That's a lot. That's more than most period pieces get.
Oh God, yeah. No, Paul Gaultier is just.
And he checked on them daily.
Oh, yeah. He was there doing fittings
Yeah.
and making sure that the costumes were sitting right on people because the man was a perfectionist for his art.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So, yeah, we have Corbin Dallas, who is played by Bruce Willis.
Yes.
And, I mean, you should know who he is, but if you don't, let's talk about it. He was in Die Hard, all the Die Hards, every of the Die Hards, Pulp Fiction, The Sixth Sense.
So what's funny about The Sixth Sense is that he turned down the movie Ghost, the role in Ghost, because he didn't want to be, he felt it was going to be detrimental to his character or to his acting to play a ghost. And he played a ghost in The Sixth Sense. Granted, different type of ghost, totally different type of ghost, but still. He had a stutter when he was younger, and he did a play in school, and it was the memorizing of the lines that helped him overcome his stutter. Again, I learn new things about him every time we do a movie with Bruce Willis.
Well, it's something I like about what we do is we get to learn a lot more about the people that we're, investigating, basically.
Oh, yeah. And he just makes me love him more and more. And I have been enamored by this man since I was a kid.
Well, he's been around since.
Moonlighting. I was watching the show Moonlighting, and I was way underage and still in love with David Addison.
But he was comedic and a little bit sad, and there was a lot of things to like about him. He's also a smart ass.
Oh, he is. He was chosen for Die Hard because they knew he could lend a depth to the character that the character lacked. Like a depth and a warmth to him that the writing just lacked.
An affability.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. And also, before I will stop here on my lauding of Bruce Willis, is he is also known as the greatest tipper in Hollywood. He was. I don't know if he still is because of his health issues. But because of his start as a bartender and a waiter, he always overtips waiters and waitresses and bartenders and stuff.
I find that that's usually how it goes with people who work these jobs, these lowly jobs that, people often see as lowly. They're service jobs.
They are service, but still.
And when they see that,
they're important.
When they do that, they come up knowing, like even now, I worked in retail. Even now, when we pass something by that's crooked, I'll straighten it. I just did it with you at the store yesterday. I straightened coffee boxes because they were out of place. So yeah, I think that it's important to always remember what it's like to have worked there before. And once you remember that, it's very easy to be civil and to be nice to people and and not to destroy a place. I mean, these people work there. They aren't there for fun. It's for a job. Yeah. They're trying to make money, and you're just messing them up if you're there to cause trouble. So, yeah, I think that over-tipping is a good thing. If you have the money, over-tipping is good.
Oh, definitely.
So we also have the second main character of this movie, who is Milla Jovovich. Sorry, I always say Jovich. I don't know why.
No, yeah, Milla Jovovich.
But she plays Leeloo. I'm not going to say the full name.
No.
I'm just going to use the short name, the tiny name. She was in Dazed and Confused, great film. The Messenger, the story of Joan of Arc. Joan of Arc. And Resident Evil. I can't say Resident. I just did it. So she was in Resident Evil in the franchise itself.
Yes, she played Alice.
Right. And I saw the first one.
I saw the first one. I haven't seen any of the others. I didn't
see any of the others.
I'm not a fan of those kinds of movies.
Not entirely, but she also did Ultraviolet.
Oh, yeah, she did.
I liked Ultraviolet. I know a lot of people did not. But I think she's an excellent action star.
She is. She really is. So she was actually married to Luc Besson. After this movie, but not for very long. They were only married for 2 years.
It was because of the movie? Yeah. That happens
because
sometimes.
The language she speaks is a language that he created for the character. And because she speaks like 4 or 5 languages, it was very easy for her to grasp this And by the end of the filming, they were speaking fluently. There's only like 400 words in the language, but they were speaking it back and forth fluently on set.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because she rattled that off.
Oh God, yeah,
it wasn't with a thought. You can tell that there's no.
Some people have a
she's
gift
just talking
for languages, and I do not, and I wish I did.
So we also have Gary Oldman, and this is the last one I'm going to throw out as a list, and then we can talk about people individually afterwards.
Okay. Yeah.
But Gary Oldman, who played Jean-Baptiste Emmanuel Zorg.
I always forget he has a big old name.
He has a big old name, but people just call him the Zorg guy. The Zorgster. The Zorg.
So there's a lot of symbolism in this movie, but he has always like got a circle behind him.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of circles.
Yes,
we'll go over that.
He always has a circle behind him.
Sure, but we'll go over the circles later on.
Yeah, which is really funny because if there's a lot of element-related discussion in this movie, but yet if you know the symbolism of the alchemic symbolism for the elements, the zigzag lines are not even a part of it.
Right.
But circle is spirit.
Sure.
Which is funny because that's like I said, he's the bad guy, but yeah, circles are all around him. Gary played one of my favorite characters in the series We Do Not Talk Of, but he is one of my favorite characters.
You can name this character.
Sirius Black.
There you go. That's okay. It's okay
Sirius.
to like something from the past and be upset at the creator.
Sirius Black is he was a shitty kid.
Yeah.
But I don't even like his portrayal of Sirius. I like fan fiction Sirius Black. That's my problem is I like fan fiction characters more than I like actual characters. But he was also in Dracula.
And Sid and Nancy.
Mm-hmm.
And Darkest Hour.
Name it. He was in it.
Dark Knight.
Yeah. I mean, the man is a character actor. Yeah. He has played, oh my God, I blanked on it again. Whoa, it's a Sunday, guys, and my brain don't work.
So I didn't see Sid and Nancy until much later.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't even realize that Gary Oldman was British.
You didn't know? Wow.
No, because he does such a good job because this is where I knew him from.
Oh.
Was from Fifth Element. So I seriously thought, oh, he's a Southern boy.
So he modeled the character. He took the role pretty much sight unseen. They were like, "Hey, you want this role?" And he didn't even look at the script.
Well, so did Bruce. Well,
he read.
Bruce and I go way back.
Yeah.
But Bruce Willis had the script for 2 hours and agreed right then.
Now, what's funny is Besson. He was friends with Mel Gibson and had originally wanted Mel Gibson to play the role. And Mel kept saying, I think he had the script for like 2 years and then said no.
Yeah, but he also knew Demi Moore.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how he got the script to Bruce Willis.
Yes. So, it's...
We know way too much about this stuff.
I know we do, don't we?
I mean, I don't even know that from like the thing. I remember it on, what was it? One of those TV magazines that
like
Inside Edition.
Tonight,
it was Inside Edition. Oh my God. How do I know this stuff? I don't remember what I ate yesterday, but I remember something from Inside Edition.
Yeah, I understand that.
Chinese food. That's what we...
No, that we had that the night before.
Damn it. What did I have? Oh, pizza.
Because we are eating like adults.
It was frozen pizza. Everybody calm down.
We are eating like adults.
We did not order out. That's insane. It's too costly.
We just did that for the Chinese food.
We can't get frozen Chinese food.
Because you don't want to eat that.
It doesn't work.
So, needless to say, there's a lot of actors in this movie.
And we'll hit some others along the way, but let's talk about the movie itself because I think we've gone on pretty long. So Leeloo crashes.
Well, let's go back a little bit further.
Oh, no, we got to go back to the Luke Perry of it all.
The Luke Perry
I don't want to do the Luke Perry part.
Okay, I actually adore Luke Perry.
I don't like Luke Perry 90210.
Oh, no.
I like Luke Perry just fine in Buffy.
He was in Buffy?
The movie.
Oh.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah. No.
You forgot, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I just remember, man died young, so. So yeah, 1914 is where this movie starts out, in the desert. I'm assuming somewhere in Egypt, because it looks like Egypt. It doesn't say this, it just says 1914.
I think it does say, but I can't be sure.
Well,
I don't always read the captions.
There's some archaeologists, and they are the one gentleman is like looking at these hieroglyphics of sorts and trying to decipher them. And Luke Perry is
cuneiform of some kind,
and he's drawing a picture of a ship that had nothing to do with what the old man was doing. So
sailing ship, yes.
Yeah, and so in 1914, the archaeologists are deciphering these hieroglyphics, and it tells of these elements and that there's a fifth element of sorts. And there's a priest, and he comes in and he tries to poison them. But before he can, the aliens arrive. And they basically say that the stones are not safe on Earth. Yes, you are just as confused as we were. Because when you're watching it for the first time, you're like, what stones? And so they come in, they open a secret door, and inside are the stones. And they take the stones and they close up the thingy, and they tell the priest, pass the word on, keep the knowledge alive, and we will be back when the time comes to save everybody.
It had a very dark crystal feel to the whole sequence there. Felt very dark.
Because you didn't know if they were good or bad or what, because they were just in these big old
Well, it's just the feeling of it, because you have like the puppet feeling and, mixed with what feels like live action and everything else. And it's just strange going on.
Oh, yeah.
And it feels very Dark Crystal-like in that section.
Yes.
And then you get the idea, this is going to be a thing where alien races are pretty prevalent, because you don't know at first.
At first you're like,
idea.
What's going on here? Why are we in Egypt? I thought this was a sci-fi movie.
No.
Why is it 1914?
Cut way back.
Are we going steampunk?
And Luc Perry, of course, screws up everything by shooting at the head alien guy.
Yeah, they're actually good guys. They're just, yeah. So then it flashes forward to the quote-unquote future present, because it's the present in the movie, but it's our future, if that makes sense.
Yes. Because
it
flashes forward into the past. No, it goes way forward.
Yes, but it's the present in the movie.
Sure.
But what's funny is, like, unlike other sci-fi movies that are like not in our universe, other than Star Trek, this is actually our universe. Star Trek takes place in our universe. I want to say like a better universe. The Federation exists.
Sure. In this one, however, it's Brooklyn.
It's basically New York. I mean, it's current Earth, but it's only 2263.
It comes up. It says Brooklyn.
I know, but I'm just saying it's 2263, and it's still a shithole.
Not still a shithole. It is advanced shithole.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not talking about Brooklyn. I'm just talking about the whole country.
Yeah, it's advanced shithole.
Advanced shithole.
They have flying cars. That's advanced shithole.
Ooh.
Flying cars, but everything is highly regulated, and it's all very dirty, and occasionally things just fall out of the sky.
You know what I think is funny? Sidetrack back to Star Trek. Khan, when they awake Khan in the first, like in the series, not the movies, he was put to sleep with his fellow inmates in 1992.
In Brooklyn.
No. I always thought that was interesting because I graduated in 1992, so that was the future.
Okay. Mine was in 88, and apparently our future was so bright.
You had to wear shades.
Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
And that was...
But do you wear your sunglasses at night?
Both. It was pretty bad. It was horrible for eyes at the time. You couldn't see anything. It was either nighttime or daytime, and everything was just dark.
Wait, eyes without a face?
Pretty much, yeah. That's what you went with. God, we're just going to keep doing this, aren't we?
This is what you get for doing this on a Sunday.
It's true. You're a little bit high.
I am not. I am just enough caffeinated.
I know. That's what I was talking about. So Leeloo carries the film's most quietly devastating arc. There is a lot of comedy in this.
Oh, yeah.
And the comedy is mostly situational. There are some points that clearly point to comedy, like the dystopian comedy of a man sitting outside Corbin's apartment with a photo on his head to fool the camera when he looks out of the peephole. And he's going to mug him in his own apartment, but he talks him into putting the safety on and then takes his gun from him.
Yeah, because he didn't.
And then the guy does an improv little dance.
Because he didn't know what to do.
Right. Which was such a great improv because it's like, for whatever reason, it is my favorite part of the film. I don't know why. It's my favorite comedy moment of the film. Way above Chris Tucker somehow. I don't know how.
Yeah, because Chris Tucker honestly takes a lot. So there's a divide in the Chris Tucker of it all. There are the people who think that Ruby Rhod is brilliant and hysterical and, you know, what a great creative choice because Chris Tucker had no idea what the character's voice was until he saw the costuming, and that was where he went with it. However, because everything was kind of kept under wraps of what things were. However, there are the people who find offense in the Ruby Rhod character, and they find him grating and annoying and unnecessary. So, I mean,
I think it's a brilliant character.
I think it's a great choice.
Especially because in light of what you told me during the film.
Oh, yes. Prince was actually intended for the role. It was created with a Prince-like character in mind, or a Michael Jackson character. But they asked Prince if he wanted the role, and Prince did not like the costumes because he thought they were just a bit too much.
Which is weird.
Because he wore assless chaps.
It's just weird. I thought he would be into it. Okay. But anyway, Chris Tucker did Friday.
Yes.
Great film. Love that film. Rush Hour trilogy. He did the whole thing. And Silver Linings Playbook, which I actually like that film.
And I just feel like this was not like his other characters.
No, it was way over the top.
And but that's important. This
was the parts of Rush Hour in which he's super excited all the time, though.
Yeah, and I feel like that is like when you're watching the movie, when he is on the air, quote unquote on the air, he's this. You know, he has rhymes and he has a flow and he has this energy. And then when they call cut and he's talking to his people, while the voice is still there, he's a bit more subdued. And he's just like, you know, so how was that? And of course they're sycophants, so they're kissing his ass regardless. But you can see the difference in his on-air personality. So he does have other depths. It's not just character with flamboyant costuming and obnoxious sound. He actually has something to him, and he does help. He does help with the end. I love when he's like, you know, trying to get Corbin Dallas's attention, and he's like flustered about it. You know,
because he doesn't have matches.
Yeah,
he doesn't have a lighter.
Yeah, and I don't know. I always appreciated it, but again,
sure.
You know, you everybody has an opinion on it, so you.
Okay. You're arguing with people that cannot
I'm not
argue
really
back.
arguing. I'm just trying to I'm trying to not sound argumentative is what I'm trying.
Okay.
And I'm not coming up with many ways.
Like I was saying before, Leeloo. I keep saying Leeloo.
Yeah,
Leeloo carries the film in a very devastating arc.
Oh, definitely.
And we'll go through that arc as we go through the film. But she does essentially what many other films have done before, is she learns about humanity.
Big mistake.
So in Splash,
oh yeah,
Madison learns about humanity. In Short Circuit learns about humanity. There are a lot of instances in which the lead or the hero of the film, and Leeloo is the hero of the film.
She is.
Corbin helps. He's not the hero.
No, because alone, he could not save the world. She needed to do it.
Yeah, this is all about her. And so she is learning about humanity and falls into despair, but it's not just that. She also learns about pain. A lot of the things that happen in the film, death is seen as almost inconsequential. Like they die and people barely notice. It's very like,
yes,
the dystopian ideal of life isn't very valuable.
Yeah.
But she feels the pain of things when she drops through the cab and, you know, she's knocked out. And then when she, you know, gets shot up by Zorg, those kinds of things. She gets to feel that pain, but on top of that, she's carrying the pain of humanity. She knows what they are now.
Yes. So she was studying the human world for that she'd missed for 5,000 years. So, but she didn't get to finish before, the shit hit the fan. So at the end, she starts to learn, she goes to the last bits that she needed to learn. And that's when she realizes that, humanity is really shitty to itself. And so she's, she, unfortunately, look, we took a perfectly good, magnificent being and gave it anxiety.
Yeah, pretty
and
much.
Depression.
Yeah, because she learned about war.
Mm-hmm.
And what is it good for?
Absolutely nothing.
Say it again.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And Corbin is a sad man.
He is. He just wants love.
He's
True
a sad
love.
man who's been divorced. He's been demoted. And, he leaves the military, probably disillusioned to some extent. He's in this tiny little box apartment. He has a cat, and that's about it.
Drives a cab.
He drives a cab.
So the reason why he's a taxi driver, do you know why?
Because his friend was in the war with him.
No. Yes.
It is.
Yes. No. I'm talking about why it was written that way.
Oh, sure. Sorry.
So Besson, his dad was to put him through art school and to put him through, college and stuff. His dad worked a second job as a taxi driver. And in all of his movies, there's a taxi driver.
He Bob's Burgered it.
He Bob's Burgered it.
Gave Tina,
Lifting up the skirt of the night.
Gave Tina a party.
Yes. I can't not hear that song. But yeah, that's why Corbin Dallas is a taxi driver, and he does that in a lot of his films where there's a taxi driver that's prevalent.
Yeah, but he is a sad man.
Yes, he is.
A bit cynical, very jaded. Another, this is, again,
humanity.
A jaded kind of look at humanity, but not from the filmmaker's point of view, from the individual character's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Even the president, who is supposed to be in charge of all these people, is a bit jaded. And so they're not listening to the people that know.
Yes.
They're making decisions based on their own emotional wants rather than, what actually is happening. They're not listening to the people who have the stories of the past and are bringing it forward. Now, granted, those are religious people that seem to be a little bit nuts. Maybe they should have spent 5,000 years preparing humanity.
Yeah, instead of keeping it a hush-hush secret. Because I don't know why we do that.
I don't know.
Why do you omnipotent beings keep things hush-hush? That's going to save us? No, it's going to... How can we prepare when only 3 people know?
Exactly.
And there are billions of us. Morons. Omnipotent being my ass.
Okay.
So, Corbin... like I said, Leeloo, or like you said, Leeloo literally crashes into the roof of his taxi.
See, it's hard not to say Leeloo.
Did I say Leeloo?
Yeah, you said Leeloo.
Leeloo. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
See,
it's hard
now
not to
it's
say
your fault
it.
because
It's not hard. It's so easy looking at the word to say Leeloo instead of Leeloo.
Leeloo crashes through the roof of his cab, and that starts a lovely little fun cycle of him keeping her safe and bringing her to Father Cornelius.
Right. But also, when he's there, he makes the decision to kiss her while she's unconscious.
Yeah, and I mean, I know, I kind of know what he was thinking, but he even, later on, he's like, I shouldn't have kissed her. What the fuck was I doing? I kissed her. Why did I do that? She was
he learned very quickly because she pulled a gun on him.
Oh, yes, she says, and she says to him, not without my permission, in her language. And then as he's leaving, he asks the priest, what did she say? Or, what does this mean? And he says, not without my permission. And he's like, oh, shit. Because, I think he was doing the whole, Sleeping Beauty thing.
I know, but that's creepy.
But it's still creepy. Beauty. Oh, no, it's creepy. I mean, the only thing that gives the Sleeping Beauty thing a pass is, and it does not give it a pass, but what I'm saying is because it's written in the only way to wake the princess up is to kiss her.
Yeah.
Which it's written that way. You know, people know, oh, I have to kiss the princess. So, but here, no one said you got to kiss the Leeloo.
Yeah, leave the Leeloo alone until Leeloo says kiss her.
Yes.
And he learns that. And at least that's something that Corbin has, is he learns.
Mm-hmm.
He's not always right.
No.
But he does learn what not to do.
But he tries to be a better person. Like that's
Right.
the thing, is he does try to be a good person regardless, except for losing the points on his license and then losing his job. So, there's that.
Yeah, but he lost that for a good reason.
Yes. For her.
So Cornelius, who is played by
Ian
Holmes, he's a priest,
Mm-hmm.
provides the film's warmth.
He's
but also very dedicated to being okay with ditching Corbin at any moment.
True, because he's seeing, like, unfortunately, he's seeing the bigger picture, but he's not seeing that he is a tiny little man priest who does not have the ability to fight these big old armies that are after these stones. And you need the Corbin Dallas of it all to help you with your Leeloo issue, you know?
But all he's focused on is getting Leeloo to
the stones.
Yes. And that's what he wants to get done.
Well,
he doesn't really care about Corbin.
No.
Until it becomes necessary to care about Corbin.
Oh, yeah.
And it's reflective of the priest in the beginning of the film who was going to poison and kill
both
the
archaeologists.
Mm-hmm. Well, the archaeologist and Luke Perry.
And Luke Perry, yes.
Who was only there to provide Luke Perry-ness.
Well, yeah, he really was. Because we looked that up.
Yes, we did.
You looked it up.
He got the job because he wanted to work with Besson.
Mm-hmm. Besson.
Did I say Besson?
Yes.
See?
Okay, so Ian Holm, you know him as Bilbo Baggins in Lord of the Rings. And From Hell, which I personally liked that movie.
I don't know that I saw that movie.
Ooh, that's a Jack the Ripper twist movie.
Yeah, I don't know that I've seen it.
I believe it's Johnny Depp. It's good.
Oh, that explains that. I don't see a lot of Johnny Depp films. I just don't.
It's Johnny Depp. Now I'm questioning everything I know about life, but I know it is a Jack the Ripper twist. And I was really big into the Jack the Ripper story at the time. So when that came out, I was just like, holy shit. But that's a good movie.
So Cornelius, even though he's a priest and he believes in the good and the good people will prevail and everything else, is perfectly willing to commit crime.
Oh, yeah.
Much like the priest in the beginning. And it seems like it's very much opposed to who they are as to what they're trying to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're willing to kill people and or harm them in some way, but they're also saying they're going to save people because good people will prevail. Are you the good person?
It's like sacrificing the few to save the many.
Yeah, there's a lot of that in this.
Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of Corbin Dallases, at least in the airport, whatever that is, the spaceport.
Spaceport, yeah. A lot of Corbin Dallases. A lot of multi-passes. If it's so easy to copy a multi-pass to make a forgery, why have the multi-pass? It seems like you're putting all your eggs in one basket.
In one multi-pass.
In one pass because it's multi.
Yes.
And it's just so easy to just create them. So it seems kind of silly to have it.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, the military pulls some strings and gets Corbin the ticket to the Floston Paradise, which I know it is Floston with an F, but I kept thinking they were saying it wrong, like it's Lost in Paradise, and I think that's what it's.
Yeah, no, it's Floston.
Yes, but so in Floston Paradise is a giant, I guess, floating hotel, and so they have to go to this. It is one of those, luxury hotels that only like the elite and rich can go to. And he wins the ticket so that way, because they find out that is where the stones are, because the diva Plava Laguna, she has the stones.
So yes, the diva is played by May Win.
I think that's how you say her name, May Win.
Right, which is his wife?
Well, he was
time?
married to her at the time, and that is
Right.
because the actress who they had hired to play the role didn't show up.
Oh, really? Just didn't show up at all?
Yes. And I forget the name of the aria she is singing, which I don't believe it's actually her singing. I don't know enough about it, because you think I would have, but I didn't, because I was always under the impression that it was never her singing. But then since that has happened and TikTok exists, I have seen many, many, many women pulling this off where it sounds like the diva, but you know it's them actually singing it. You could tell it's actually them singing it. And they are doing not just the aria, but they're doing that fast part too.
So the part that was sung by the diva was done by an Albanian opera soprano named Inva Milla.
Okay.
And I said that wrong, I'm sure. Y'all can slay me in the comments or whatever. And the physical presence was done by the French actress Maywin Labesco or whatever. I'm not going to get French right. I'm not going to get Albanian right either. So I'm trying my best.
So I'm assuming the fast part was done with synthesizers?
I couldn't really tell you. It said recorded the notes clearly, but sound engineers digitally stitched and adjusted portions.
Okay.
So there you go.
Because it sounded like, Gene Belcher with his Casio playing with the keys.
Well, there were
things.
electronic fusion parts where they fuse the voices together. Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
but I've heard women doing this online, and it's like, holy shit.
Yeah, actually singing the parts,
Yeah,
and it's incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for the movie, that's what they did. Just want to give props to the people that were actually involved in it.
And Bruce Willis's reaction to seeing the diva were genuine, because he had not seen her in makeup, and he had no idea what was going to happen when he saw, what the character was going to look like. So the reaction shots of him were definitely genuine.
Yeah, yeah. So I didn't remember that he did Leon the Professional.
Oh, wow.
And La Femme Nikita.
Wow.
I just forgot that Besson had actually done those. I just saw his thing pop up and I was looking at it going, wait a minute, I've seen these movies. Okay, sorry.
So, the general in the beginning of the movie, the ship that gets blown up, I did not write his name because I'm an ass and didn't write down the man's name, but he was Baron Munchausen. It was the actor who plays Baron Munchausen.
Oh, John Bluthal.
Nope.
The general?
Not that general. It was Stedman or Steadfast or something like that. General Stead or Colonel something. It was the one on the ship who got blue on.
Oh, John Neville.
John Neville.
Sorry. I was trying to remember.
Yes.
But yeah.
John Neville. And he played.
Yeah, I loved that movie.
I loved Baron
It was such
Munchausen.
a good movie. I don't even remember why, but
it's Terry Gilliam, so it's a crack fest, and you need to be on drugs. But
I watched it like 20 times.
Oh, I love this movie because it's actually a sad movie.
It is, but I loved it.
We'll have to do Baron Munchausen one time.
I guess.
That's a massive
I'm worried
cast.
that it's not going to live up to my nostalgia.
It's just got a massive cast. I mean, Uma Thurman is in it.
Yeah.
Robin Williams.
A lot of young actors.
Oh, yeah.
No longer young.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's 88.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah.
But I love that movie. The whole moon thing. Oh, my God. The moon freaked me out.
So there are points in the movie where the action and the comedy mesh together really well. And they do a great job of keeping each other flowing. So in the part where the diva gets shot.
Yes.
And we can talk about that real quick, and then we'll move on to the action part.
Okay.
But when she gets shot, in order to get the stones out, Corbin has to reach into her stomach through the wound, and she's already dead by that point, and pull the stones out.
Yes.
That leads to an interesting discussion of what were the intentions of the diva for giving the stones. What was she intending to do to give those stones to Leeloo? When they first got on the ship, when Leeloo was kind of hiding out in the hallway and the diva was walking to her room, she instructed her person to come over and tell Leeloo that they'll meet later, and she'll give her the stones after the concert.
Yes.
To me, that implies, and this is just my opinion, it implies that she was going to kill herself.
Yes, to sacrifice herself to give the stones
in order to give her the stones, because the stomach wound killed her, so this would have killed her. So that is my belief. Now, are there advanced techniques for regenerating people or fixing people? Obviously there are, because that's how Leeloo gets here. But
well, I think maybe that's what the intention was, because she was going to be brought to where Leeloo was, reconstituted.
Yeah, but I don't think, that was on Earth. They weren't going to be there.
So I think originally that's where they were heading when the ship was blown up. Wasn't she on that ship?
Yeah, but if she gives it to her there, she's not getting repaired until she gets there. She'd be dead already. So it doesn't make any sense.
No, but I think, no. Go back to like before Leeloo is Leeloo. When they bring her in, they put her in the thing. The ship that blows up has the stones on it.
Yeah.
And Leeloo.
No, it only has Leeloo. They think the stones were on there, but they weren't. They'd always been they'd given it to the diva before that.
Oh, so okay, never mind.
Way before that. That's why why the case missing the handle
is
empty.
Okay.
And why during the film Zorg gets screwed over twice for not opening the case beforehand. And I just think that's hilarious. That is a funny thing to just kind of throw in there.
I'm sorry. I paid attention in that episode of Community with Matt Berry. Any good heist with any suitcase of any form, you always open it up before you leave the site.
Exactly. Because that's the grift.
That is the grift.
Father!
Anything Matt Berry is involved in, I am happy.
Pretty much. Even if it's, murder.
Literally. Yes. Because he would make it so fucking funny.
I know, it'd be worth the imprisonment.
I watched this. If anybody knows who Queen Estrella is online, I watch her videos of her, lip syncing and doing her amazing facial expressions, wearing her awesome crowns. But she does this one where it's just a bunch of clips of Matt Berry in What We Do in the Shadows. And I literally watched this like 15 times the other day. I just kept watching it over. And then I showed it to Beth, and then her and I watched it like 4 or 5 more times. Because Matt Berry is hysterical.
Yeah, but her face is mesmerizing.
Her face is mesmerizing. And she's so beautiful.
So, going back to this, that is my belief, is that she was going to die. That she was sacrificing herself in order to save the universe,
yes.
Really. Because saving Earth isn't the only place.
Yes.
And for me, it means that there's a greater conspiracy of good.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good thing. But they're willing to die, and they're willing to kill for it.
That is true.
So it's not this, essential tree hugging, love bound good characters trying to get something done. This is hard bitten warrior kind of rebel, Star Wars rebels who are willing to die for a cause kind of good company.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think that is part of the comedy is offset by those stark reminders. Like when Leeloo gets hurt, mm-hmm. when she shot up because Zorg shoots her through when she's in the air ducts.
Yes.
And she's in pain and she's crying, and your heart just breaks for her.
Oh, yeah.
Because she's there alone.
Yes, because she doesn't know what's going on outside of what she's just dealt with.
Right. Yeah, all she is feeling is the depression from the, humanity's evil towards itself. And also the pain she's currently going through is kind of all mixed together, and she's in despair, and it breaks. She is such Milla plays this out in the character Leeloo is exuberant, mm-hmm. and fresh to the world, but also very old.
Oh, yes.
And she's just so sweet and kind, and you want to protect her, but you know she can protect you.
Yes.
And there's just parts of it where you do fall in love with this character probably faster than Corbin does.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I think that Milla Jovovich actually, she's just got that old soul about her, so she's able to play something that is fresh-faced, but also ancient.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I think that when she is doing these parts which really hit home, the silence in the scene where she is kind of crying because everything is brought down.
Mm-hmm.
The sound is brought down at that point,
mm-hmm.
and it's just her in pain and stuff. And then you go back to the action with Corbin and everything. There's a lot going on.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Those moments just like it hits you like a bass note.
Oh, definitely.
And you just feel like that thud, and then all of a sudden they rip you back up into the action.
Yes.
But you're left with that feeling of the thud before that. I'm not sure if I'm explaining it right.
No. Yeah, because there is a lot of up and downs in that scene, and it is very action-packed because you do have, these multiple factions are after the Stones. They are all kind of fighting, and the hotel is not yet, the bomb has not yet gone off, and the bomb, none of the bomb warnings.
No bomb detectors have detected the bombs.
Yeah. And then
currently sitting on the ship being bombs, I guess you have to arm them first.
Apparently. But, all of this is happening, and you got, Ruby Rhod is panicking
and following Corbin around like a puppy.
Exactly, because he's got the guns and he's fighting things, and everybody else is running and hiding. So why not? I would be running and hiding. But, hey, you do you, Ruby Rhod. And, and then you've got, the Bruce Willis of it all being Bruce Willis action flick man, but still maintaining this like depth of character that, that is why he's in Die Hard. He has that emotion, that depth, that empathy, but he keeps it in this, like, you can see it.
But he's always comedy adjacent.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, definitely.
So, like, in the moment where he's behind the bar and they're blowing the bar up one piece at a time, basically trying to shove him out of there so they can shoot him. And that's in the bar area of the ship.
Yes.
The hotel ship. I guess it's just the Paradise
the
ship.
Paradise, yeah.
The Paradise ship or whatever. You see him motioning to the other musician who is deaf, trying to get him to throw the gun.
Yeah, because Ruby Rhod, when he's talking, right before the diva performs, he's entering the venue and he's talking about all the people he's seeing at the venue, and one of them is this rocker who is now deaf. And I'm like, that is funny.
And he's kind of an analog for
like Beethoven. Yeah.
Yeah, and so he's like, throw me the gun, and he doesn't hear him, so he rolls a couple of billiard balls to him instead.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, what? But, Corbin is always comedy adjacent.
Oh, no, he is.
He's not actually in the comedy, but comedy's happening around him, and he's having to deal with it as a stumbling block or something of that nature.
Because, like, even the mugger in the beginning, he doesn't really react. He's like, okay, so, you're not going to be able to shoot me because you see that yellow button over there? You didn't engage it. You didn't load the gun. You got to hit that button. It'll load the gun. Very straight, very like teaching
Except
a child.
He does smile and kind of laugh when the guy's doing his little jig.
Oh, yeah, because...
And I think that is him breaking.
Probably.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Probably.
I like to think it is. Please don't correct me if it's wrong. I want to live with
I want to live knowing and believing.
That he could not keep a straight face, and they said, this is the cut we're using.
Yeah, because I like that idea. I love that.
But yeah, so throughout this action sequence, there's a lot of comedy involved. And it's easy to forget that Leeloo is back there bleeding to death.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you're reminded of it because he's looking for her, you're like,
oh shit,
he's
not going to find her. She's up in the, the vents.
I got caught up in the action, and now I have to go back to this idea that Leeloo is hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's got to deal with that. But then we have Zorg, who left the ship with another case he did not open. That could have been her makeup. No one checked.
Nobody checked.
It just looked like it might have.
And for a half a second, you think he's got them because he's laughing like a maniacal. I got this. I won. And then you're like, he shuts it and he's like, it's empty. So he's just fucking done. He is so done.
Well, he set a bomb.
Oh, yeah.
We got to put that in there because that's how the detectors finally start going off.
Yes, exactly. So the funny thing, you mentioned this earlier about Gary Oldman and not knowing that he was British, he created he made his character choices by mixing former presidential candidate Ross Perot with Bugs Bunny. And that is how he got Zorg.
Yeah, it's almost obvious. Almost.
Like, you kind of got to really squint for that Bugs Bunny.
I mean, it's right. He does such a good Ross Perot.
I know.
I mean, I don't know if anybody knows who that is, but he was a character. I don't think a good guy.
No.
He was a rich man who turned politician. He just had money. He really wanted to be president.
He ran against Clinton the first time.
Yeah. I would not say he was a good guy. I didn't know that much about him because I was young then and didn't care that much.
Yeah. But it was my first election that I got to vote in.
But he was, nobody was voting for him. That's why he lost. But yeah, he had a mouth on him and he liked to talk and he talked fast and he talked a lot, but he had a Southern drawl.
He was a businessman first and foremost. And,
Georgia, right?
No, I thought he was out of Texas, actually.
Could have been Texas. Texas and Georgia sound surprisingly alike.
No, they don't.
They do. One's got more molasses in it, but if you take the molasses out, it sounds the same. There's a drawl there.
Maybe because where I lived in Texas, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I don't remember. It's been way too long since I've been in Texas. So, but yeah, there were a lot of really interesting choices and characters, and again, I think that's what makes this movie what it is the character choices.
So, in case you're wondering what the fifth element is, the fifth element is not the person in the center of the thing.
No.
The fifth element is love. And you know that because at the end, you see them doing the fire for the stone, for the fire stone. They do the air for the air stone. They do the water for the water stone, and so forth. Mm-hmm. And then the fifth element is Corbin admitting that he loves her.
Yes.
And that is what opens Leeloo.
Mm-hmm.
She is the love stone. So the fifth element is, in fact, not spirit,
but love.
But love. That's my belief. Now, a lot of people are going to say it's spirit, and that may be kind of that commingling of the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, because again, the five elements in witchcraft or in anything is earth, wind, fire, water, spirit.
Sure.
So it makes sense. And like I said, spirit is a circle. And it's just funny that that's the symbolism that they chose to use with behind Gary Oldman.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that.
Because Bruce Willis has always got rectangles or doorways behind him.
Yes, but throughout the film, there are circles everywhere.
Oh, yes.
They're used to show a place to put the hands and everything else, but they're always colored in. They're always yellow in some way.
Oh, okay.
The ones behind Gary Oldman are not. They are empty.
They are empty circles.
They're an empty circle. And I think that is the idea of the opposite of the good.
Oh, yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I dig that.
So it's empty of spirit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get that.
Empty of love. Empty of empathy.
Yeah. And see, and at that moment with Leeloo, she had just finished her education on humanity. And I'm saying humanity, but in like the broad stroke because it's obviously it's interplanetary. But she had just learned about, the horrors that humanoids and people who are alive do to each other. And that had shut her down. So knowing that there is something beautiful, and you said it opened her up, him admitting that he loves her helped her realize that there's that little bit. She needed that. And the diva tells him that she needs you not just to protect her, but to love her.
Yeah.
That she is more fragile than she lets on. And so, again, though, you took this perfectly good mystical being and you gave it depression.
It's true, though. So, yeah, we have the redemption of the burned out hero, which is Corbin. And then we have Innocent encountering a broken world, which is Leeloo.
Mm-hmm.
Choosing to fight for that world anyway. Both of them are choosing to fight regardless of the fact that they're disillusioned by it.
Oh, yeah.
And everything else. Is it going to change the world? Maybe not for them, but in the future it will.
Yeah, and it's stopping this big evil blackness from taking, and consuming them all. Yes.
I think it creates a possibility for a better future, whereas not doing so would ensure no future.
Well, yeah, because again, the blackness that's about to crash into the world.
And I really like and I call it the WoW, like the MMORPG, which is WoW. It's animated. Mm-hmm. It's very cartoonish.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of this being a version of this is Blade Runner if you turn all the lights on. You know what I mean?
Kind of, yeah, you're right.
If it's not raining all the damn time and it's really bright out, this is the world of Blade Runner.
Basically, yeah. I think the darkest scene is at the spaceport, and that's just because of all the trash.
I really like the fact that you can get a restaurant to fly right up to your window.
I love that idea.
I would be into that.
I want mobile restaurants that come to your window and serve you right there.
True. I would not leave my little pillbox apartment.
Why would you have to?
You wouldn't need to.
Me, my cat, and my...
And your cigarettes come out of the wall.
I mean, and my automatic shower.
Sorry. There's a cleaning mode. Gotta be careful of that.
Gotta be careful of that. And the bed that rewraps itself every night.
I love that when he opened up the fridge, the cartoon version of frozen people present themselves because he stuffed the military people, one of his friends, and the two military people in there. They're kind of icicled up, and that's just, again, there are a lot of funny moments, and they're funny in the fact that they're in the way that they're comical, really.
I'm just amazed that 3 large grown adults fit in this tiny. Well, though the one general, he was like, "We're not going to fit." And, "Yes, you are." Closes the door on them.
Exactly.
And then the poor priest gets put in the bed, and the bed rewraps itself in plastic, and he can't breathe. Okay, so now it is time for the stitch count. We're gonna see if this space age wonder can hold up for future wear and tear.
Wow.
I know. Off the top of my dead brain.
You did that?
I did.
That was so much better than yesterday.
Oh my God, it was better than anything I've ever done. Ever. And I'm talking about, no, I have a master's degree.
I remember things.
I remember things.
Oh my God. Okay, let's get with the Castellini test.
Okay.
There have to be at least 2 named women characters with at least 5 lines of dialogue each. This might be very short.
We have Leeloo and we have Diva Plava Laguna.
You're right. Did she have? Yeah, she had 5 lines.
Yep.
Did she?
She spoke to Corbin. And she sang a song.
I mean, I guess we can count the song. Sure. Yeah. Okay, we can do that.
But she did. She had.
It is dialogue.
Yeah, she talks to him. So I'm going to say it. I'm going to go with it. It might have been like 5 lines of 2-wordless sentences, but they were sentences.
Those characters must have a conversation, not necessarily with the other woman, either not about their partner or with their partner, future or current, and not about their relationship.
Yes. Nobody talks about relationships other than Corbin, who wants to find the love.
Sure.
He wants love.
Okay. At least one of the women has to be integral to the plot, meaning that if she were written out of the film, it could not reach the same ending.
Leeloo, Leeloo, Leeloo.
Let's not do that. You're Doppler affecting.
But her name just lends to it.
It really does, but don't. All right, so it passes the Castellini.
Passes Castellini.
Because there is no way to save the world
without Leeloo.
Without the stone, which is Leeloo. All right, so inclusivity and gaze. Now, this is a score of 0 or 1. It's on or off, and we have a maximum of 4 points. Racial diversity with agency, not just background.
I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, I would say so.
Because it does have a pretty diverse cast. Even if they are not playing human beings, the actors playing these characters. We have Asian,
Chris Tucker, you have...
Yeah, so we have Asian, we have Black, we have Hispanic. You can see the in the difference, you know...
Oh, yeah, it's a very diverse cast. Mm-hmm. Maybe not in the main thing, but we have Chris Tucker there in the main, so that's fine. LGBTQ presence that isn't a punchline or tragedy.
So I like to believe that Ruby Rhod is bi.
Yeah, I kind of think he's pan.
Well, yes, because he makes a comment to when he's fucking that stewardess or whatever her name is. Like, I don't know what her title is. Air steward. I don't know. I'm trying to not be offensive because I know they don't like to be called, I have a friend who's...
Well, this isn't an airplane, so...
I know, but I mean, I have a friend who does that, and I know that they don't like to be called stewardesses.
I don't know what they would call them. I really
forget.
don't.
It's like a... I forget now. Needless to say, I am stupid. So all that smart from that beginning of the stitch count, all gone. I used it all up. So... he says to her, because she's like, something about being with her or something like that. And he's like, yeah, I never felt this way about any woman. And he kind of pauses at her, like any woman. So.
Yeah, I mean, I can get on board with the idea that he's pan.
Yeah. But unfortunately, it doesn't specifically say. So it's more of us.
No, but it is coded.
It is coded. Again,
we're reaching there, but I don't think there's any other indication of anyone in the cast being gay.
Yeah, it just doesn't show that. There's no obvious LGBTQ plus presence. We just have to infer.
Yeah, I think he's fairly heavily coded that he's at the least bi.
Yeah.
Probably pan.
Probably. So you want to give it the point?
Yeah, we'll give it the point because he is kind of outrageously there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Age, body type, or disability treated with dignity.
I mean...
And we have the big bulbous guys who can barely walk at the first, the aliens. We have a lot of alien types.
And the priest isn't young.
No, we have a lot of older people in it. We have younger people in it. We have any disabled people?
We
have the deaf. We have the deaf.
We do have
musician.
The deaf musician, and Zorg has a limp.
That's true.
I don't know if that makes him disabled, but that does give him.
I mean, he has a limp. It's pronounced.
Yeah, and they specifically comment when Cornelia says a gentleman with a limp came, and he said he was an art dealer. So
and
yes,
he kind of is the bad guy of everything. Is it great that he's the bad guy? No, not really, but also it probably speaks to he's been abused in the past or something.
Yeah, but he's not being treated poorly because of his limp.
No, he's
and it's just a limp,
People are afraid of him.
Yeah.
Not great that the disabled person's a bad guy, but I don't think.
But I think that I don't think that that's a bad thing because honestly, it's saying that just because you have some type of issue doesn't mean you cannot take over the universe. Come on, Pinky, get with the program.
Yes, that's true. There's always a good way to look at it, I guess. So yeah, we'll give it the point. Camera gaze, not relentlessly sexualized or punitive.
And this can be a problem because when we first see Leeloo, titties. And then they make a comment about, can I take pictures, for the archives, which is, men's going to be pigs. But
they're all shown
every time
way off camera. It's just
it's
the
in the
camera's
background.
not centered on it.
And that is true. It's not. Now, she does take off her shirt a couple of times, but it's not out of any sexualization, I feel. It's just her changing her clothes, but being guileless about the fact that you just don't take off your shirt like that.
But the camera's never focused on her. It's focused on the
true.
people in front of her.
That is true. Who have turned their backs,
right?
Other than the army guys and the scientists, everybody else gives her the dignity of turning their back when she does that.
She's wearing through the whole thing. She's wearing two costumes which would be highly sexualized later on by people in Halloween costume.
And cons, yes.
Yeah, in cons. So it is very easy for a camera to be sexualizing her at every moment throughout the film, but it does not.
It really does not. Because, I mean, she's in that first costume with the bands. I mean, she's not hugely endowed, but she does kind of spill in times, but not like overtly out.
Right.
But it's not like they don't focus on that. I'm noticing it because I'm waiting to take notes of whether or not this is going to pass our test.
No, I got
so again, I'm not trying to like, I wasn't like on titty patrol, but I was trying to see, do I need to make sure that I can count this as a non...
I kept wondering why they needed the bandages and why in such strategic areas.
Well, they were like pants of some form, you know?
They didn't band her completely up.
No.
Because they're bandages. That's what they were for they were bandages.
Mm-hmm.
So why was it only across the boobs and across her crotch? You know,
yeah, I mean, it went down her legs, but it wasn't on her outer thighs.
It was very sparse.
Very weirdly. I mean, granted, it was a costume.
Sure.
But yeah. Okay. I mean, I want to give it a point for that.
Okay.
Because yes, even though titties were there, and nice titties, but they were definitely not like the focus. It was a thing.
Sure. I agree.
It was, yeah, like especially in the beginning, that was a vehicle of them going, we're pigs, you know?
Exactly. It had a point to it. It wasn't just gratuitous. All right, so now let's go to the Tremors Index.
Well, I went first yesterday. I want you to go first today.
Okay. It starts from 0 to below Tremors or fails the basics, to 4, which exceeds Tremors, rare, powerful, and intentional.
Mm-hmm.
And you went first yesterday because you chose before I did.
You told me to. You said, what would you choose? And I went first because you told me, you said, what would you choose?
I ask the question every time. It's not implying that you answer first. I'm telling you.
Okay, so then go.
This is the cue.
And it's your turn.
So I think it's going to be Tremors adjacent, which would be 2.
Okay.
And we can pick it apart and see if it hits that area.
Mm-hmm.
So diverse characters are allowed to be good at things.
I agree.
Everybody in this is good at some things.
Mm-hmm.
They're not good at everything. They're good at the thing that they're good at. Even, Chris Tucker's character, Rhod, is able to do things.
Oh, yeah. No, he's not.
He does the best show of his life under duress.
Oh, no, he does. He says so. I think it was the best show of my life after, the attack.
Right. And he does help out.
Mm-hmm.
So people are allowed to be good at things. Survival and problem solving matter more than ego.
Okay.
I think that's very true in the fact that the whole point is surviving each moment.
Mm-hmm.
No one seems to have an ego except Zorg. And even Zorg is more worried about solving the problem than he is about his ego.
True.
So when Cornelius slaps Zorg in the back after talking shit to him while he's choking
on a cherry,
he did not kill him.
Mm-mm.
He said, "Because you saved my life, I'll grant you yours."
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't about ego.
No,
or he would have just killed him. Honestly, I think Cornelius should have just stood there and watched him die.
Yeah,
he was willing to kill off other people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe not, but we see that the priests are willing to kill off other people by history. So the fact that no one is using their ego to make decisions, even the president is not using his ego.
Yeah.
He is concerned. He's making poor decisions sometimes, but a lot of times he's just backing up what's happening without being fully aware of what's happening.
Yes. Okay. I was going to say Tremors level. So, competence is distributed across race, age, class, and personality. And it does. There is no hierarchy of who is competent, like you said. In diverse people, people are good at things, regardless. Women make critical decisions without comment or apology. We've got the diva on a lesser end, although I think it was a pretty big decision to hide these magical stones inside her body. And Leeloo makes decisions that are critical. She decides to take on this army, though, by herself. She could have waited like she was asked to. So she made a choice, and she did pay for it, but it was a critical decision, and she didn't apologize for it. The narrative assumes equality and moves on.
This is where I did not pick 3.
So I don't think it really has.
Leeloo is not treated like an equal. She's treated like a tool.
That is true.
Almost everyone in the film treats her like a tool.
No, you're right.
Or they treat her like a captive.
I wasn't thinking of that.
Corbin's the only one who doesn't necessarily treat her that way, but he also treats her like a child.
Mm-hmm.
Through part of it.
Yeah.
He learns better later on, but the learning curve is still there. It does not assume equality.
No, you're right. No, I didn't think of that.
That's why I went with 2. Now, I'm not saying that it's not 3. I'm saying tell me if I'm wrong.
No, I have to agree with you on that. I was not thinking of it that way. But you're right. Where I was going to say, it does, I don't know where it was talking down to anybody, but you are right. They do talk a certain way. They do treat her a certain way. That is not always dignified and equal.
Calling her the supreme being they're not calling her that and going, she's really better than all of us. They're calling her that like they got a new gun.
Or they have to overly protect her, or
she's an object.
And even the diva says that she's fragile.
Right.
That she's more fragile than she lets on. But then one person is saying that she's not as fragile as she lets on. So it's like, yeah, pick a lane, people. No, you're right. You're right. I didn't think of that. So no, I agree with you. I will step down to 2.
Well, let's see if 2 lives up, because I wasn't done yet.
Sorry. I thought you were.
Nope. We have 3 categories in most of these, and 4 in the trimmers level.
Mm-hmm.
No one is diminished to make someone else look cool.
That is true.
The person you could probably diminish would be Chris Tucker's character, Rhod.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Because Corbin has little use for useless people.
He does.
But he does not talk down to Rhod.
No. And the only thing he says to him is he wants to be left alone. And that's pretty much it. And then, but he puts up with him. And then he helps him. And then he helps, then Ruby helps him.
He doesn't put him down.
Nope.
In order to look cool doing it.
No, he doesn't talk shit about him. He could be totally, tearing him apart for so many things. But I think in this future world, that is all accepted. It is not questioned. And I it's almost utopian in its dystopia. Does that make sense?
No, I get that. So we're going to say it's a 2.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to agree with you on the 2.
Okay, that'll work.
So that gives us a 7 out of 9.
7 out of 9. Not bad at all. That's very respectable. In fact, it's above the average.
It is above the average.
Nice. So thanks for visiting with us for The Fifth Element, 1997. That's Cozy Quilt Cinema. I'm Beth, and that's Michelle. Thanks for being in the blanket for it. If this episode stirred something up, come tell us about it at cozyquiltcinema.com. There you can find us on Instagram and Blue Sky. If you're new here, stick around and subscribe. And if you're already one of us, our rating helps more than you think. And we can't wait to see you right here in the blanket fort next week.
And don't forget to check out our other podcast, Between Myth and Belief, where we talk about all things paranormal, supernatural, and in between. So until next time...
Mama!
Multipass?
Sorry.
Why did you...
I went Fridays.
I noticed. Multipass? Multipass. And my stomach just, keeps making noise. And the cat. Bye, guys.
I don't want to edit this. Bye.
Bye.
I think this is the door. There's no name and no number.
Let's see it.
Sir, are you classified as human?
Negative. I am a meat popsicle.